What is going on? I can't even remember what episode we're on. It's been so long, but all I know is that we're back with the Circlecast and we're here with some of our friends. Um, they're called Elizabory. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Derek.
I'm Parker.
I
I'm
am
Iced.
Declan.
I play lead guitar.
I play bass. Parker play bass.
I'm Ice. I do vocals.
I am drum. Declan play drum.
Nice. That's awesome. So yes, the current lineup. Elizabory has gone through a revolving lineup since its inception.
We don't
But
talk about that.
huh?
I'm joking.
Okay. But yeah, revolving lineup. But this seems to be the lineup it's been how long have you guys has this been the lineup for?
A little shy of a year now.
A year and a half now.
Mhm. Yes, this seems like it's it.
Yeah, it's going
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, this is very solid. We had different a lot of different people in the past, but we're at where we're at now, and the group's really solid. I feel like we're at a position where everybody has a defined purpose and goal, and it's very uniform in that regard.
Yeah, we just work really well together. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely do sound tight together. Like I've seen you guys perform it was twice now. I've seen you guys live, I think.
Yeah, you were at the like album performance show. So you
I was
got to see
definitely
that.
there, and that was when I saw
Yeah.
you guys perform. We're gonna talk about that later, but yeah, that was fucking an amazing performance from everyone. Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited to
Um,
get this out to you.
Speaking of the revolving lineup, real quick to call back. As of November 20th, and we touched on this. We're gonna give some meta gamer information. There was an original Elizabory interview that me and Ice did that just never saw the light of day. There's a bunch of interviews I still haven't gotten to post yet, but we went over this very briefly. But we'll go. Hold on, I'm sorry. We'll go over it again real quick. November 20th, 2023, Icez makes a post, or I think it's the Elizabory page makes a post, where Ice gives up on playing guitar live.
Yeah, there's a
Very,
really
very
good story
personal.
behind that actually. It was Isaac will tell you. Wasn't it? It was See If I Care, right? The song.
Too hard.
Yeah, it was like one song that like it just broke the barrier of like that
No,
you singing too. I mean, that's a tough song. Like I
It
don't blame you. Like you always say like I have these vocal parts you could do for some of the live songs, and even I'm like, man, I can't sing and play this. Like
Yeah.
it's
so
not
the
easy.
Making a
real
better performance,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Isaac's choice. I always tell him I want to hear his riffs for the new material because I like Isaac's riff writing. So it's not anything about that, but it's more about Isaac wanted to deliver a good performance. I respect his decision. If he wanted to keep playing, that was cool with me too.
Yeah, it's
yeah, the real
definitely not
real
easy to
reason.
do both.
Yeah.
The real reason was more energy on stage and to like just go manic.
I think it's improved our theatric element a lot. I gotta say,
I
like during the Palladium with the spinner hat, like that was like cool.
I was just getting ready to say that he was able to play more into the theatrics of Elizabory.
More insanity, more chaos, more energy.
Exactly.
I've
I
always been
love
a
it though.
fan of like two string bands like Pantera and stuff. Like I love that too. I love
Hmm.
that sound. Alice in Chains.
Yeah, but yeah, the full length album finally is going to be dropping on September 23rd, and it's called Echoes of Chaos.
Hmm.
That's my birthday.
Oh, happy early birthday!
Thank you.
Snaps, golf claps.
Quarter life crisis.
Quarter life crisis. You quarter century.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a quarter of a century.
I actually just turned a quarter of a century on the 9th.
Actually, I thought Isaac, I thought you were like 500 to 1,000 years old, like estimate.
Like Dio?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm 69,000 years old.
Oh, I got it wrong.
69,000.
Yes, and I came from the realm of Hungary and Elizabeth Bathory's castle.
That's sick. I
You
love
know
it.
my
Yeah,
manufacturing
I knew
teacher?
her.
I swear he's a vampire.
I knew her.
But yeah, the
She
album
wasn't that
drops
nice.
on the 23rd.
Yeah.
I really loved the entire rollout that you guys started from all the singles that you dropped, like just the rollout of singles. And we'll start with Coraline, the first single, which dropped on Halloween of last year.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song. That's
Thank you.
definitely in my top 3 songs.
Okay.
When I first saw you guys, I'll get to that later too. But the first time I saw you guys, it was before the single dropped, and I remember seeing clips of it live from other performances. And I remember when that song came in live, I had to record it. So that was like the only song I remember recording because I just wanted to. Whenever I hear a band I've never heard live before, I love to get recordings, but I also just love to like pay attention to like the music and stuff and everything like that because that's how I got into like hardcore music in general because I never liked hardcore, but seeing it live made me appreciate it differently. And that's how I when I first saw you guys live, I definitely was more paying attention to the music. And when that song came on, that was the one I had to record.
Yeah, I love playing that song.
Yeah, that one was a process to get out, but we did it. That one was like a big leap. We had to make the leap to actually tracking, like recording. Remember, we recorded Coraline before the final version. What was it, 3 times?
Yeah.
And the first time, we had actually Mark did the drums for that for the first one,
Yes.
and that never ended up getting released because yeah, it wasn't like there were some areas that weren't exactly symmetrical, and we found that out in post, and it basically made our drum stems unusable. And then I think
They
that
also recorded
yeah, Vay
drums.
did his take, and we worked with those for a while, but the way that they were recorded, we were having trouble. And then we finally did the electric kit. Oh,
Oh, Declan dropped.
he's outie.
No, Declan.
He probably lost connection. I know he is at work.
Oh,
He still
Yeah.
has the link though.
Yeah, and we just kept trying to record, and eventually we got that last recording for the single at least
Yeah.
at Matt's, right?
Yeah, Declan did it on the electronic drum kit.
Yeah.
So it's live drums, but they are electronic MIDI sounds.
okay.
But the album version is live drums now.
All live
Oh yeah,
drums.
the
Whole
album
thing,
version
all live.
much different.
Much different. It's
Much
much
different
better.
approach.
The single version and the album version are the same song, but worlds apart in dimension, and they're actually played differently. At least on my end.
Still sounds the same though.
Is there a reason you chose that song to be the first single?
Halloween.
It was kind of, I
Spooky
feel like
song.
it has the dual appeal. It kind of shows that Elizabory is going to do things that are like calm and things that are aggressive, and they will mix. And I think that's a big part of our, material. As much as some of the songs have been pretty heavy after that, there's definitely going to be somewhat of a return to that in the future.
It was also the first Elizabory song, like when the band started in 2019, like not officially, but and when it was and when it was a fetus, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first song I learned with you guys too.
Yeah. A little fetus song, and then it became a baby.
But then, yeah, exactly 2 months later, on December 31st, you released the second single, Elizabeth. And I have it in my note here that it didn't end up. I don't think it ended up being on streaming platforms until January 4th. I think there was some sort of like delay or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
definitely.
correct.
We were still learning the streaming stuff, but now we got it down.
Yeah. But yeah, that song definitely
Yeah, we mixed that.
much heavier and faster than Coraline. So is there a reason why you chose that one to be the second single?
I think it was that we wanted it to just show the aggressiveness of it, I guess. And I think we just had it recorded. I think it was the song we had the most recorded for at that time. And we mixed that actually on a Steam DAW. It's not even like FL or anything. It's called Mixcraft. It's on Steam. Like you can buy this DAW on
It's
Steam.
like $20.
And that's what we mixed the song in. And to be honest, for that, I think it sounds good. It's my ringtone. I like
That
it.
one has live
An
drums.
interesting vibe.
I love that.
Will be above that, but
Oh,
the
by
quality
far.
was good for what we could do at that time.
I believe that one also has live drums.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
That's our first mix with live drums.
So it's like all raw.
Yeah, it's very tough. It was very tough to work with those, especially not knowing anything and being on a Steam DAW. That was a tough one. That was a challenge. We sat there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third single, Harakiri, dropped February 10th of this year.
That one's one of my favorites to play live. It's very chaotic. I don't know why we chose it. I think it was because it's one of our shortest songs, so it was a lot easier to put out.
That's all I know. I didn't choose it.
I think it's also because it was one of our very earliest songs that we had like fully completed, so we wanted to release that one.
Yeah, I do have in my notes. Yeah, in the early days before like even dropping the first single, Harakiri was one of the set list songs.
One of the first four.
Yeah, one of the first few. First four, you say?
Yeah, when it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, like our first set that we ever played was every song we had at the time. Some songs we actually don't play and never will again.
We don't
like
play
our first set, the original four were Coraline, a Harakiri, Artist, and Nothing.
Was it Nothing?
No, Nothing was later.
No,
Nothing was a little later. I mean,
Delusion.
like a couple months. Like at the first show, we didn't play Nothing, but like we played.
I think it was Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
No, Delusion.
When Declan joined.
Delusion was another song that we probably won't play again.
Well, it's not ours.
Yeah,
not ours.
Yeah, our song.
Oh, cover.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It was one of our previous members' songs. But it's so when he left or they left, they brought all that stuff with them.
But yeah, the fourth single, Evil Like Me, dropped April 5th, 2024. And for this one, the promo, I was asked to be a part of the promo to a whole bunch. It was like a quick cut comp of everyone screaming evil, and I got to be one of the people. And I thought it was so fucking sick the way it was put together. It was a really great idea.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite videos to edit.
That was sick.
Yeah, the algorithm liked that one too. I remember that one doing well.
Yeah, I really like that song though. That song just hits.
Yeah, Declan mixed that actually. That's all Declan.
Oh yeah, we should talk about like how we switched off too.
Yeah.
Like for all those singles that are out now besides Blackgash, we all basically took turns mixing to kind of get a feel and flavor of like each other's style. So that we could move on to like mixing the album later.
Declan won the competition if it was one though. Like Evil Like Me is definitely the highest quality song of all the singles by a decent margin in my opinion.
Hell yeah. Shout out Declan. But yeah, and then the final single, this is the number one in my list, undisputed. The other ones I would have to like sit there and think about, but this is undoubtedly my favorite Elizabory song. Black Ash in My Heart dropped June 15th of this year. Dude, that song is fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's my favorite song. And shout out Derek for that, the riff master.
Oh, thank you, bro.
That song is fucking insane.
I think I wrote that
I
in
can
one
sit there and
night.
pick it apart the entire time, but I want to actually genuinely make a cover of that song one of these days.
So actually, I do have plans on making like a tutorial of the whole album at some point after.
No way.
Yeah, we're gonna have that coming down the pipeline for both instruments.
That's fucking sick.
Solos, everything.
That's fucking sick. Yo, the solos in some of those songs are fucking nutty. Yo, the
Thank you.
solos in some of those songs are fucking nutty. Can't even wrap my head around that shit. Yo, the one day when I was because I still have the video too of the live performance that we'll talk about too in a little bit. I just kept watching it's the solo for Blackgash. Oh my
We
god, I
both
was
say
sitting there
that.
just
No.
picking apart what you were doing, and I just couldn't decipher it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, actually, Parker plays basically the same notes that I do on bass.
Yeah. And you can hear it too. That shit's so sick. I can't wait for the
Sounds like a
tutorials. That's all I'm
thunderstorm.
saying.
And Declan did a really cool part in the beginning, which kind of tied everything together too with his drums.
Yeah, the drum intro. Yeah, I love that drum intro. It's like it's like an iconic drum intro, you know? It's like one of those
Yeah.
iconic
Set the
ones. Like
stage for
you
the
hear that
song.
shit, you know what song it is. I love that shit. That's all the singles, 5 singles. Which is a lot, you know, for the album.
Yeah.
So but we're gonna move on now to we're gonna go back to the roots a little bit. The first show performed October 8th, 2022 at Ralph's.
Outside.
I want to throw one note in here. There's an image on Instagram of the set list. It was written on a piece of paper plate.
Yeah, paper plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was written on a paper plate. That's fucking baller.
That was a crazy show. We showed up at like 2 for like the show that was at like 4.
And it got delayed a little.
Yeah, it was a good thing because I tried to restring my bass. I brought new strings to the gig and I sat on one of the park benches outside at Ralph's and I started restringing and they sold me the wrong pack and the strings were the wrong length and I had to drive down to Union Music right up the road and pick up a new pack of strings for that show because I had already cut them off and everything.
That's insane.
A historic blunder. Hey, it worked. I had fresh strings for the show still.
Yeah, that was actually my first ever time performing live.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Were you nervous? Were you guys nervous?
Definitely.
To be
Definitely.
honest.
I was shaking while doing my makeup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
I wasn't
different.
very nervous.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say it's different. I just feel like it's a lot more pressure when. Oh wait, you were playing guitar too at the time. But either way, doing vocals, being like the front person, I feel like it's a lot more pressure. Not to say that's not a lot of pressure playing like the drums or the guitar or anything like that or the bass, whatever. But being the front person, it's definitely a lot more pressure.
Yeah,
think-
definitely. It was my first time singing and screaming in front of a crowd before. So that was very nerve-wracking.
The first time I performed guitar live, the whole time leading up to it, I was so nervous. But when I got on stage and I started playing, all those nerves just went away. I wasn't nervous at all. I was just doing my thing.
Definitely.
It
That's
was
kind
so
of
weird.
That's how it kind of works out usually.
Honestly, the biggest pressure from the first show was the drum. The drum not having drums was like that was really stressful.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a
Planning
drum.
to cue in the backing tracks and stuff like that was so fucking stressful. I don't know how like bands can run like whole set lists with soundtracks involved because that to me just seems like a major annoyance. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Because if you miss it, it's not gonna like keep up with you. It's not gonna match your flow. It just keeps going.
And we did miss it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
Because you couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
The next one I wanted to talk about was the first time I saw Elizabory, and that was April 21st, 2023. The flyer, it says the updated flyer was at the Raven, but unless I'm tripping, I swear that show was at PNI.
What was the
thinking
lineup for that? Do you remember?
It was light years between us, Hung,
That's Elizabeth.
and
Oh
I
yeah.
think one other
That,
band.
Yeah.
that was the
That
Color.
Raven. Yeah,
that
that was the Eliza years. That's actually we booked that ourselves.
that was our first
That was
self-book
our
show.
first self-book promotion. Yeah,
That wasn't at PNI. I swear it was at PNI.
we've
Wait,
done
no.
two
Oh,
I think you're
self-book
talking about
promotions
the
there.
I think Neckler was on there.
No, no, it
Necklace
was no,
was
it was
on there,
it was
and
it was
what
it
was
was
that other
light
band?
years. It was light years. Calling Elizabory, Hung. I swear it was the fifth band.
I think it was
I think
Neckler.
that
that was
sounds like the March 16th or
that,
17th show.
You know what? I might have had my
that
dates
was at
mixed
the
up. Yeah, I think you're
PNI.
right. I think it was in March.
Yeah, that's that show. That's the last show we played with
With Vay,
with
right?
Stefan.
It's Stefan.
No,
Yeah.
with Stefan.
Yeah. Isaac's right. Yes. Yeah, that was the last one we played there. Yeah, that was with the culling and all
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
before
was
that,
PNI.
that
Uh,
was the Eliza year. The Eliza years promotion was self-booked. The one at the PNI we did not book ourselves. I think that was
Yeah.
culling.
That's when I took
That was Culling
that was the
Hung.
bad trip.
Yeah, Bad Trip. That's right. It was Greg.
Shout out bad trip.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
bad trip.
Dude, no, like for real, we can't emphasize that enough. Greg helped us so much in the beginning. Like he really backed us super hard back in the day.
Shout out to Culling too.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
100%.
I definitely had
Those
the dates
guys have
mixed
been
up.
like day ones with us. I'm so grateful to have so many good bands that we can actually like have as friends.
Neckler.
Yeah. That's been one huge plus of music. Like I love just playing to people, but getting to meet other great people is just awesome. Can't beat
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
I took the most iconic photo at that PNI show as well, with my guitar on the floor.
On the floor, right? Yeah, I was just getting ready to say. I remember
Yeah.
that. The next one I want to talk about was an Instagram post on January 23rd of this year. It said, basically it said first and last performance at Dusk. And I'm just curious on why that is.
Oh, the venue shut down.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
shut
the venue
got
shut
down.
bought
down.
out.
No
Yeah,
shit.
that was their last show ever that they were ever putting on, and we got to be a part of it.
No shit. Well, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think they did like they shut down in June because they got extended, but they just couldn't hold on to it for that long.
Mm.
They kept getting robbed.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
I mean, it wasn't a rough area. I mean, that
That
area was
sucks.
seedy.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The next one I want to talk about is the coveted Vampiric Ball. Took place on June 1st of this year, where you guys played the
First Ice
entire
Kill film.
album in full.
Mhm.
Fucking, that is a landmark performance, in my opinion. Have you ever guys played the album in full before that?
Nope.
Probably
No.
never again.
Yeah, probably at one time. Probably chances are it won't be seen again at one time.
Yeah. So that's iconic. That's historic.
There's 12 songs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was
yeah,
about an
it's-
hour of runtime. So
It was
glad everybody
44
stuck around
minutes.
more than anything.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an amazing performance.
Yeah, it was about like 42 to 44 minutes in length as well. So we played some of the songs faster too, which was funny.
You always
And
play
shout out
stuff.
and shout out to Parker for that bass song. Holy shit. That was amazing.
I wrote that like about a year and a half into playing. I started that, and over time I built it. It probably took me like just 3 years of sitting with it, like, all right, what's the next part gonna be? Like I started with the beginning and I only had that, and then I just moved it down and I switched the chords up, and then I was like, okay, then I can go down again. And like over time it built into what it is. I originally wanted it to be like a more than just a solo, but then I realized that it was too like set in what it is and personal for me to not like I couldn't think of a way to transition it that it wasn't how it is.
Yeah, it's
And
just the song itself.
it speaks to like it does have a deeper meaning. Like I wrote it basically about how I'm a big person on moving forward, And I looked at the song as like putting the past into my hands and letting go of it in real time. And over the years of playing it, the emotions changing that are behind what I'm doing and leaving the past behind, it's where it belongs. That's how I look at it. The original name was supposed to be The Past is Where It Belongs, but the past is just shorter.
So my next one I'm going to ask all of you is it's a two-part question. It's what's your favorite song to play live, and then what's the hardest song to play live?
Hardest for me is Blackgash for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta agree there. I gotta agree there. Objective hardness for me, like ability to play wise, it's the same.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like fast and like complex chord changes as well as like, changing from clean to distortion channels and then solos and really weird like timing. So that's definitely the hardest. I would say for a favorite to play live, probably there's like two of them for me. Probably Nothing and Artist.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm Nothing and Elizabeth. Elizabeth is one of my favorites.
So my favorite, undisputed Coraline.
Okay.
That's always
W.
my favorite for like crowd participation and all that. Um, hardest. So for my hardest song, I would say "See If I Care" because it's just vocal, 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 vocal,
Right.
and switching high and all these different techniques. But emotionally hard is Blackgash in my heart for emotional reasons because I kind of
I'm gonna
black
go.
out during that song sometimes.
Declan, what are your choices? I'm curious.
So for hardest, it depends at what point in the set the song is. Like, if Elizabeth is placed like later in the set, it's a fucking chore. But
Well, he plays at like 200 BPM at live.
but if like typically I'd say Black Ash is the hardest because even though it's the simplest part, keeping up that buka 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 for like a minute straight towards the end there, I fucked it up twice live.
Love
And
the
then
ending to that.
my favorite's probably Nothing, because it's just like a slower creeping song.
Yeah.
Those are all good choices.
Yeah,
I like Mr. Watts too. You guys haven't heard that one yet.
He heard it
Unless
live.
unless
Yeah,
you
you
were at the
heard.
live show.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you weren't
exactly.
at the live show, it's gone.
Uh, yeah. Uh, so yeah, my next one is: do you think Elizabory has had its turning point yet, or do you think it is yet to come?
What do you mean by that?
Like, to where when its inception started and playing like to a few people to, uh, getting to X amount of followers on whatever it is, or getting a certain amount of streams. Do you think that Elizabory's hit that turning point yet, or is yet to hit it?
Personally, I think we're on the line. I think everything's been going in a nice, steady progression. I always like to be, I don't want to sit here and act like I think I'm the shit. I love that people love what we're doing. We're gaining good traction, and we want everyone to know that, we want them to see us and we want to see them.
We appreciate
And we
everything.
appreciate everything, and I feel like we've gotten to do a lot of really cool stuff, and I want to do more cool stuff and be able to give back to people more. That's really the goal. And as far as hitting the turning point, I think that we've made good steady growth. I think we've grown
Palladium was
often.
crazy.
Yeah, I think that the rate that we've grown at is very good overall. And I think that at this rate, things are going where they need to at a very, very reasonable rate.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier.
No,
Yeah.
I feel very satisfied. Like I try to, the follower count has gone up in a good progressive way. I try not to look at the follower count. I try to just focus on improving the layout, but not looking like sterile. I don't want people to look at our band page and be like, "Oh, there's another Instagram reel band." Like, no, this is about the music, like that's what we're all here for.
We're playing
Yeah.
Webster soon in Connecticut.
Yes.
Yes,
Good promo.
That's going to be a really big show. I'm really excited for that.
yeah,
that
I
one's
would
gonna be
say
awesome.
that's the second biggest
Yeah,
venue that
that's
we've
our
played.
second biggest venue that we've played besides playing the Palladium.
Nice. That is going to be big.
That's
Do you know how
gonna be-
many? It's like estimate.
What did you say?
Do you know how many people are supposed to be there? Like estimate.
I'm not sure. It's usually honestly always a
It's
surprise.
like Palladium upstairs numbers is what I've been told
Yeah.
to expect, but you never know, Maybe there's
Yeah.
more, maybe there's
It's
less. I've never even been there.
It,
It is
it's
a
gonna be a battle
battle
of
of
the
the
bands.
band.
Yeah, there's gonna be like oddities, food trucks there. Should be pretty cool. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of costumes and stuff.
Nice.
I feel like the turning point will be when we play with Slipknot or My Chemical Romance, and I'll feel complete.
Fair.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, my last one is if you guys have any add-ons or anything you want to plug, go ahead.
Um,
I think we
Check
just
out the
started-
album. Check out
The
the
album
album
itself?
September 23rd.
Yeah, we're gonna have physical copies of that at the Webster. That's a goal of ours for sure. We're gonna have physical copies there. We got these hats there, these great hats that Isaac made.
We only have 3 left.
yeah,
I think we have 3 or 4.
gonna do a new merch run.
Yeah, we're
pretty
doing a new
soon.
merch run. I found out a way. I'll drop a little bit of eliza-lore here. You know how like when you go to the carnival, you can get your shirt airbrushed.
Yeah.
Found out that they sell that ink so that it penetrates like shirts. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the next run of Elizabory merch myself by spraying the airbrush stuff, so that not only will it be good quality, but it's also gonna bring the overall cost of it down so that we can sell the merch for cheaper. Basically, not so that we can make more money, but so that we can actually sell it for even less. That's the real thing. Because if I could sell a shirt for $15, if I could sell a shirt for $10, I'd rather sell it for that and sell 10 more. That's just that's
Exactly.
But that's our current hack. That's our
Exactly.
the secret Elizabory merch hack.
Yeah, excited for the album.
Trader Secrets.
The album, production wise, is
Yeah, we gotta
completely
shout out
on a-
Luke for that.
Yeah, completely on another level because of Luke's production. Shout out Light Years Between Us. He's the drummer. Parker's also in that band.
Yeah, Luke did a great job.
And Declan.
I've always liked
Oh
his
yeah,
mixes.
definitely.
Yeah, Declan did. Yeah. No, dude, like it was just such a big help when he went to school for it. And then I was like, dude, I love your mixes when you do Light Years demos. Like, will you do the Elizabory stuff? He's like, yeah, sure. And Blackgash is actually a Luke mix. That's the only Luke mix that you can hear before the album comes out. So if you want a little taste of what the album's gonna sound like, Blackgash is the closest to what you're gonna hear on the album.
Fuck yeah.
And all of the original singles have been revamped basically for the album.
Oh yeah. New stems, new everything.
When does that show? When does that show at Webster?
October 25th.
Yeah, October 25th. Catch Elizabory at Webster, and they're gonna have physical copies of the album. The album drops in two days as the day of what we're recording. It's gonna be the 23rd. You can catch it on all streaming platforms. Yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to add,
We're doing the double Halloween show, 25th and the 26th. 26th will be the first time humans playing.
yeah, we're
Shout out to
we're manifesting that.
Yeah, we got like 2 more shows after that too, like the next week, right?
Yeah, but me
Yeah.
and Cryptic Collective It's gonna be Ice Kills X Collective Show and the Nook, November 1st and 2nd. We're gonna be playing songs from that album on both nights, just different set lists both nights. And
Yeah,
then
we're getting a hotel out
grand
there.
old
Everybody can party. Just kidding. Don't come to mine.
we're gonna knock on Parker's door, demand him that we have to sleep there for free.
You can sleep there for free, but there's a free charge.
A freak charge?
Oh no. That's Diddy. You got a freak charge.
Freak offs.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you for being here today. I appreciated it.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm glad we were able to redo this and do it with everyone this time.
Oh,
I definitely feel like it ran much longer. But yeah, thank you guys.
You.
It's awesome talking to you, man.